With that agency you're talking about, was that K-Hole?
No, K-Hole, but K-Hole started almost out of working there. So like, Emily from K-Hole, I put her on at this agency before we started K-Hole. So it's kind of like, we were kind of reacting to that agency lifestyle and just all the weird bullshit that we were seeing, like, and sort of wanting to do our own thing with it. So yeah, I don't think I'll mention the actual agency just cause I could talk more shit about them if you want.
We've seen your LinkedIn.
Yeah.
We're putting that in the show notes.
Put my LinkedIn. Damn. I don't even know if I have to log into that anymore.
Well, it's not been deactivated for not using it.
Has it?
No, it hasn't. Usually it gets deactivated if you don't use it. So if you're secretly on there, this is a safe space.
Maybe I was checking it like semi recently. Just check it. Yeah, I don't know.
To check how the career is going.
Your own career.
Oh my God. Yeah, after being in K-Hole, the LinkedIn emails were just insane.
I bet.
Every recruiter ever, and it was just they were all robots too. Like they're all just like bots. Like found our email. Like
I could not be more jealous. I mean, cause is it, so you co-founded it? Cause I feel like I remember that era pretty well, and I was working for an agency at the time myself. So like naturally I gravitated towards it. Like everyone was talking about it. And I remember my like CEO who really like prided himself on being like he in his like younger, like his early career had done some quote unquote like cool like campaign stuff. Like he'd work with like Björk and stuff. But at this point he was like, you know, going on 60, still trying to like cling on to the last kind of like vestiges of his like cool guy, creative identity. He used the word funky to describe what you guys were doing.
Funky. Yeah, it was funky for sure.
Yeah, but when you say it, it sounds good. It doesn't sound as good when you're like a mouth breathing 60-year-old career ad agency guy who's English.
Whippersnapper.
Yeah. Well, funky in the English lexicon is very different to American.
Yeah. Oh, they're funky.
Yeah.
UK funky?
UK. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah.
I always thought that like, I mean, the format of those like the PDS they put out, the kind of like trend reports or whatever, was always so funny to me. Because it seemed like on the one hand it was like a really effective kind of like subversion, like satire of these of the like the whatever, like the trend report industrial complex that all these whatever like consultancy companies and whatnot would routinely like shit out, where they'd just be like, they would exist on like a quarterly cycle where they would be forced to arrive at new kind of like paradigm shifting cultural insights, and inevitably they were just pulling shit out of thin air and trying to like post rationalize it after the fact.
Yeah.
But I still, I could kind of like engage with them on like an earnest level as well. Like I feel like it wasn't like entirely like a piss take. Like there was something about it seemed to be rooted in something that you could kind of like maybe like trick yourself into believing was genuinely like actionably quote unquote like usable.
Yeah. And I think us too, we were just waiting to see if how people would react to it, whether they would see it as a satire or not. Cause a lot of people didn't.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people like took it seriously, cause I did all the design. I do all the design for it, and the typography and the image placement and stuff.
Yeah.
And then the rest of them write it. So they like write the piece and choose the image, and I take the image and typeset the writing. So I was intentional with making it kind of like high end, like making it feel high end at the time.
Right.
And also just, like the chunky fonts and the like real like straightforward like gradients and stuff, just making it kind of like also like just your average PDF, like just the fucking PDF with a Microsoft PowerPoint, with the gradient in the background.
Yeah.
Type look. So yeah, it was definitely like a weird line. And then we got real clients.
Yeah, that's what I was
just like, what the fuck are we doing? We talk with like Conde Garçon and stuff like that.
That's
like we met with crazy people, like crazy like high end fashion houses and stuff.
But how were they like engaging with you about it? Like, did it seem like they kind of were on the same? Did they seem to like get it fully?
Some of them did, I think. And they kind of just wanted us. I think they saw us just as some like a young whippersnappers, and just wanted sort of that energy. And like I think at the Comme des Garçons thing was for like a Christmas campaign, and we were just told to like figure something out, like figure a campaign out, and we lost to Disney's Frozen. It ended up just being a Frozen campaign at like Dover Street Market or something. So like we were just like another agency, I think, like just try these people out, and inevitably it wouldn't like really turn into any like public facing work, but we did a lot of like PDFs, we did a lot of internal documents.
Like paid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as there's something in the bag.
With the CDG people, did they show up in like full normcore swag to impress you?
Yeah.
For real? They were like Dockers slacks.
I remember when we were all like freaking out, like, what do we wear? You know? But everyone, I mean, this is like 2014 or something. So
did you wear two
wore,
hoodies
like,
to that interview?
Nah. Damn. Everyone just wore black and, Nike.
Yeah.
I think it's just super Uniqlo and Nike.
Did you ever see that insane Pepsi rebrand PDF?
Yes.
So sick.
I think I knew classic, right? Someone who worked on that, or there's definitely like, tea about that, about who worked on that in the world of branding at the time.
Dish.
I don't remember. I don't even remember which agency it was.
I don't remember either, but I know like it, at least at the highest level, it was like the brainchild of some like highly respected like ad veteran who was like renowned for taking these kind of like for like trickling down hyper esoteric sort of theory, abstract like theory, and sort of like honing it down into like really like mundane consumer facing like mass market campaigns. I think it's like it's like really easy to make fun of, and it is like obviously like ludicrous, but I think like you can, depending on the type of person you are, you can genuinely like take the most like far-flung ideas as a starting point and kind of like whittle them down into something that like resonates or makes sense.
Yeah, I think branding and advertising is like a similar type of alchemy to music, where you're just sort of creating more out of less, essentially.
Did you guys kind of actually like care about the work you were doing? Because it felt like you said it was born out of almost like a disdain for the agency culture that you were in. Was it ever something that you felt like maybe the genuine care you feel towards music with, or was it all kind of a joke at large?
Yeah. I don't know. I think we were like teetering on that edge between joke and serious. It was so like, we were all like early 20s, just like, it was just, we were just fucking around. And I think we all just wanted to make work too, and like just, put work out. I mean, the sort of network that was born out of, we shared an office at Causalata when they were like in their early years. And so them and K-Hole, and there was kind of the, V Files and Disc Magazine.
Right. Okay.
Like there's just all these sort of little art zones, art collectives, people doing stuff. And so we just kind of wanted to like try our thing, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
Rob, what do you think is the contemporary version of that office space?
The V Files?
Yeah, like V Files, X Disc Magazine, X K-Hole, X Causalata. Like what would the brands be now?
That's interesting.
I genuinely have no idea. I don't keep up with the world of trend reporting.
Yeah.
I am trend reporting.
Did you see the Boiler Room shit the other day that was getting roasted?
No?
They released a trend report that's like our audience, they have no money. But it's still the same. It's still the same, like, basic gradient, like, big font swag. Like, it's funny how, I don't know, they've just made no effort to, like, even appear like they're not just an agency at this point, you know?
But I think, to be fair to them, I think they are. Like, I don't think they deny that. That's
right.
Advertising is how any of these companies, and brand partnerships is how any of these companies would make money. You know, and that goes back to, like, Days Magazine, and those types of publications, which are surely more than 25 years old at this point, they all set up agencies separately,
right,
as a way of making money, because even 25 years ago, when print media was still alive, they still weren't making enough. Same with Crack Magazine. All of these.
Red Bull.
Yeah.
Although Red Bull's Red Bull's cooked now. So.
But that's a good point, actually. Did you want to get into print media when you were at college?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, print media was how I, like, came to find out about a lot of things. I think, like, comic book stores growing up, and then you know, the bookstore magazine sections, like all the music magazines that they used to have. A lot of them were British too. It was just funny.
You like a 2000 AD guy?
Like Wire magazine.
Sick. Okay.
Or
2000 AD would be crazy.
Future Music, like those, like, dorky, like, plasticky ones that would come with, like, the CDs, you know, the software.
Did you ever get Forward or Rewind or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
They were physical magazines.
There was Days. There was Days. There was ID. Like, I knew about all that shit. Like,
these were kind of
in middle school. Yeah.
These are like, because I just immediately just assumed like Kerrang or like Enemy or something.
No, the Borders bookstore had their curation. It was on point. And then you go to the CD section and just see the CD that they would talk about. And, you know, that's kind of how I found out about, like, a lot of electronica and of the era, like, just looking through the magazines and then going to the CD section, getting the CD.
Is that like Auteco, things like that?
Not so much them, but, like, maybe like Jazzanova or something, or like Mark Farina, or there'd be like, you know, LTJ Bookham mix
he's
CD.
From my hometown.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Real legend. Yeah.
Like they would always carry like hella like drum and bass compilation.
Okay, that's
CDs.
sick. I didn't realize that.
And like breakbeat, like down tempo, trance. I didn't really touch the trance though, but yeah. Happy hardcore.
Are you not a trance head?
Nah, I don't like trance. Straight up, just don't like it.
I'm really glad to hear you say that straightforwardly. It's one of those things. Irredeemable is a strong word, but it just has never hit to me.
Yeah, it's too much at once. It's like really melodramatic and just, it's tiring to listen to almost.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know.
What's the fastest that you'll go when you're DJing? No, I think about this. I don't think I've ever heard you play above 140 maybe?
Nah, not over 140. I think 140 is my limit. Yeah.
Respect.
Like 115 to 140 is the range for me.
And 110 to 120 is the range that I think no one has ever done it enough.
Yeah.
At least in the time that I've been into electronic music. I think that's why I always loved your shit so much.
That's kind of like what I remember, like, when I worked at this agency, they had an office in London.
Okay.
And so I went there one summer and I would go to Plastic People.
Sick.
And they're like, I've seen a few people there that would play that slow. Like,
did you see Theo Parrish there?
I didn't see Theo Parrish there, no. I saw Floating Points there once.
Right. Okay.
I saw Maurice Fulton there once.
Okay. Sick, really?
Yeah.
Did he have a residency there?
I don't know.
Or just happened to...
Yeah, it was just randomly there.
Okay.
I feel like there was an era of dubstep around 2013 that was kind of 110-ish. I mean, like
quite possibly.
Like a lot of like saxophones and shit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, I was going to ask, we're coming back to like comic books and like bookstores and D&B and stuff. Did you kind of like, when I think of that, like sort of late 90s zenith of that shit, it kind of crossed over a lot with like sci-fi literature and kind of, well, I guess just like the movie Hackers, you know what I mean? Was it like a kind of, was it, like, did you identify with like a kind of like cyberpunk kind of culture?
Yeah, for sure. Like, I definitely had the Mortal Kombat Annihilation soundtrack on CD.
Yeah.
Like, definitely like was into kind of like the dark shit. Yeah. The Matrix soundtrack was awesome. But books, not really like novels, but like, yeah, like comic books, manga, anime, huge manga anime influence.
I feel like you have some weeb leanings. Would that be correct to say?
Yeah, for sure.
Does Yakutaka Nakata ring a bell?
The perfume guy? Yeah, I love his music.
Big J-pop
Yeah,
individual?
he's great. I mean, the stuff he's doing nowadays is a little too like, is not as like funky or like disco-y to me. So I'm not so much into his newer stuff, but like, yeah, that perfume era, Capsule and all that stuff. I love that stuff.
It's so funny that this is the second time that, because I know there's a J-pop band called Capsule, but we discussed this like crazy kind of like heavy hardcore band called Capsule that I would listen to a lot back in the day. And I would always be like, I used to use like, remember Last FM? I used to use that, and I would like check the page, and I'd have this seemingly like hyper aggressive, like scuzzy, disgusting, like hardcore band, and I'd be confronted with these hyper glossy, like J-pop, like promo pic images.
Yeah.
I've never actually heard their music, but yeah.
It's cool. It's similar to Perfume. I think it's him and maybe his partner, his wife. I'm not sure though. But like, yeah, all that stuff, really into that stuff. I was also into that stuff. Like, I don't know. I feel like I need to acknowledge him because he was very influential, but this dude, Julian, Little Internet.
Oh yeah, of course.
Hell yeah, man.
So like he put me on to Yasutaka Nakata, and he was also like really influential in the video flyer days.
I can
like
imagine,
coming up with video flyers for like, he worked with Ezila Banks too at some point.
He produced for
doing
right?
video flyers for
Yes.
like parties that he would throw in
Band,
Boston and shit. Like that was he's like, he doesn't get enough credit, I don't think.
Yeah.
He's
I
pretty
mean, he's
big.
worked on like Beyonce videos.
Oh,
Really?
really?
At least one Beyonce video. I
think that's when he was young as well.
I don't know when exactly, but he has a crazy like kind of trajectory, like portfolio.
Yeah, for sure.
Were you ever active in the New Models Discord?
In the which Discord?
The like New Models Discord?
No. But I was active in like this hollerboard forum.
Oh, no way.
That was like, he was on there. This dude dances with white girls. DJ is also on there.
Because like Botbok and Elvis were pretty active on that as well, right?
I think it was associated with Diplo somehow.
It was because Holotronics was the mix series, right? And then the Holoboards was attached to the Mad Decent website, something like that. This is I came up doing music in the Facebook group era, so it was a different thing. But the Holoboard was something that everyone talked about with like such a kind of nostalgic.
Right. Yeah, the hollerboard was, yeah, forums were fun for a second. Like when the speed was, I think the speed of people were just in synergy with the way forums like displayed information, and I just loved that. I thought that was like perfect. But I think comments just move too fast now. Like now it's like chat, like Discord is, I mean, I'm not on Discord really, but Discord really like runs through it. You gotta scroll. Like,
What was your username?
on Hollerboard? Shit, I don't remember. I do not remember.
You sure?
Pretty
What do you-
positive, yeah. I might have even like just lurked on it. Like, I don't even know if I was a very active member. Yeah. But you know, there was all these like sub forums for that too. This dude Johnny Love had another forum.
Were you on Dubstep forum at all?
No, not dubstep. I was on this forum called We Are the Music Makers.